Hi boys, welcome back to the channel YouTube. I'm Navy Dad, this is Rusty Bolt's Garage, and I got COVID. We went on a week's vacation to Puerto Vallarta with 6 of our friends, and I got COVID. Yeah, and I'm the only one that got it, thank goodness. Even my wife didn't get it, but yeah, I got COVID, so it sucks, man. Everybody said, oh, you're gonna have razor throat and it's gonna be really bad, and I was like, well, it wasn't really that bad. It was just stuffed up nose, couldn't sleep, you know, that kind of stuff. Anyway, but I wanted to give you an update because I didn't do a whole lot of filming because I was pushing to get the engine and transmission in the car before I left for vacation. I knew there would be stuff happening after vacation that would put me further behind. Well, I didn't expect COVID, but I knew there would be something. There's always something, right? So, like I said, I didn't film it, but I did do a couple of funnies for Instagram, and it took me almost 3 hours to get the transmission installed. I could not figure it out. That transmission would not go inside that bell housing. I couldn't figure out what it was hanging up on. I took the clutch off 3 times, realigned everything, made sure it was perfect, test fitted everything off the engine, and I still couldn't figure it out. So finally what I figured out is that somehow the collar on the outside of the shaft on the transmission was it was hanging up as I was inserting it on the throwout bearing. I mean, I was wiggling it around, jerking it around, doing everything, trying to figure out how to get that thing in there. It just wouldn't go. So finally I took the bell housing off, bolted it all on, and shoved it in. It's kind of heavy too, but it worked. So yeah, I spent 4 hours trying to stick the damn transmission into the frickin' bell housing, and it kept hanging up on something. I couldn't figure out what it was. I took the damn thing off 4 times. So then I just attached the bell housing, straddled the whole thing, and shoved the whole damn thing in there, and it finally got in there. I don't know. I still don't know what it was hanging up on. Then I got frustrated. It was hot, so I went to the HOA pool. And that's where we are. So I didn't get the engine back in today. Damn it. So next week, next Saturday, it's going in because it's ready to go now. I mean, all I have to do is put the cherry picker up and throw the stupid thing in. Drinking beer now. Then the engine. Now, putting a big block in by yourself is probably not recommended. and I had forgotten that, you know, it has HEI on it, and I'm sitting there dicking around. I was like, oh shit, I gotta take that distributor out. And then of course I had the big massive big block starter, not reduction gear, on there, which I'm putting on, and it hung up on the cross member, so I had to pull it back and take that off. So just some stuff. I haven't put a big motor in a car in quite a while, so you know, it's just you forget about some of the things. Anyway, so I dicked around, then I couldn't get it to seat onto the mount. So I'm like, is this the wrong mount? You know, it's crazy because, you know, there's 3 different spots to install motor mounts on that car. You got big block, small block, and 6-cylinder. It's like, okay, well, big block, I had the correct motor mounts. I have aftermarket neoprene mounts, and then the standard steel mount onto the frame. And I pulled the ears out a little bit so I make sure before I install it would not line up. And so finally, I just went and just let the damn thing drop in there, and it lined up perfectly. Put Edwina back in ball. Edwina back in ball. Hey, that was supposed to work. Shit. Oh yeah, Kim Kardashian said, say Calabasas. So here we go. Calabasas. Oh my God, it worked. It worked. It's in. It's in. And now for the real story. But first, when in drought, drop it. I mean, sometimes, you know, you just gotta do it. But anyway, it did take a while to do that. So this is kind of where we are right now. So there she is in all her glory. Now, I just have the bolts loosely in because obviously if you've ever put headers in a big block Chevy of any kind, that's gonna be fun. So I'm probably gonna have to disconnect the steering shaft and then tilt the engine up just a little bit to get the headers in. So it's kind of like peeling an onion, because first I gotta put the starter in. Second, I gotta put the shifter back on. But first I gotta cut out the hole. And here's the situation with the hole. So, as you remember, this was a 3 on the tree, and the previous owner hacked the floor up and stuck a stupid Indy shifter 3-speed in it. So I have to fix that giant hole and put it in the right place. Or do I? Well, I didn't expect this. It covers the hole completely. So all I gotta do is cut that out. I am very happy. And there we go, it's all cut out. Thought about patching that, but nah. Why bother? This covers it up. I'll have it all sealed up and it'll look just fine. It'll have carpet and everything on top of it, and you'll never know. Next is reinstall the shifter. Then disconnect the steering shaft, jack the engine up just a little bit so I can get the headers in. Then I'll put this beauty on. Yes, that's right. This nice, shiny, big white shaft. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I actually could have cut down the 6-cylinder drive shaft. Still in really good shape, but it is a little bit longer. And that wasn't cost effective. Isn't that nice? This is like the prettiest thing that'll be on this car. This is from Southwest Speed. The link is in the description below. Actually, the 6-cylinder drive shaft would have worked, but I had to have it cut down. And I checked with several drive shaft shops here in town. Having it cut down, buying the U-joints, and buying a new slip yoke was pretty expensive. I called 3 different places in town, plus that they're all a long way away, so I'd drive there on a Saturday, drop it off, go to the next Saturday. So I found Southwest Speed on the internet, of course. I sent them an email and I said, hey, here are my specs. You know, what am I looking at cost-wise and how long? Including shipping, it was right at $400 for everything. But I ordered it Thursday morning at 9 a.m. They're in Arkansas. I'm in the North Dallas area. And it was on my porch at 3 o'clock Friday. Now obviously they got them in stock and that kind of stuff, and that's it, but still, I mean, that's like Amazon shipping, right? From Arkansas. So very impressive. I opted the $20 to have it painted. Otherwise they would have shipped it raw. But you know, I mean, why not, right? This is pretty cool. Plus that, I really like the sticker here. So anyway, I'm gonna give them a shout out, of course, here. I'll also give them a shout out on Instagram and TikTok. No, I didn't get anything for it. You know, I don't have any sponsors. I'm just a little wee guy. You know, well, big shout. But anyway, no, it's the COVID. It's all the meds. So anyway, that's where we are now. So again, once I recover from all this shit, I will be installing headers and getting this on. And here's a little quickie on putting together the dash. Okay, so since I got COVID, start working on some wiring. This turned out pretty cool, huh? And this is This is solid steel. This isn't even aluminum, this is steel. And it's really well made. But this is to replace the sweep dash on a 70 to 72 Malibu. Locally, I did find an SS dash. The dash was actually in fairly good condition, but the guy wanted $500 and that didn't include gauges. So this is really stupid. I like this layout and I like the aftermarket gauges. And I didn't want to try and make it like a real SS because it's not. So now, and the link is in the description below on where I got this. And of course the gauges came from Speedway. $160 miles an hour. Will that Chevelle go 160 miles an hour? I don't care if it will. There's no freaking way I'm driving that rust bucket that fast. 120 maybe, yeah. Okay, so one thing I'm not gonna do is film me screwing everything together. So, through the magic of cinematography. Oh yeah, it doesn't work like that. What is it I have to say? Oh yeah, Calabasas. It worked. Calabasas always works. Of course that, well, I could say it again, but no, let's just do this, shall we? There you go. But there you go. Now, I have to order the lights. So you got your high beam light, and then your 2 turn signals, and then your brake light right there. So I'm going to actually use the really pretty jeweled lights. It kind of reminded me of an old Jaguar that I used when I built a custom dash for my Miata. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, links in the description below. And if you don't like Miatas, well, tough beans. I love them. I had 3 of them. They're a lot of fun. So these are actually, this is the same kit that I used on the Cougar, the Fakinator. Now, if you don't know what that is, links below. Did that? Man, I think we did that back in 2017. It was a while ago. My best friend bought a Mercury Cougar that was partially done. Paint and body had been done, and it had kind of an Eliminator theme to it. Had part of the interior been done. The engine needed to go through. In fact, he pulled the engine out, went through the whole thing. It's got about 500 horse now, and of course it's got EFI on it. It's really cool. Suspension and everything. So I redid the dash, and I did all the interior electrics and added some cool things. But I used these same gauges, but I used the white face gauges in the Cougar. And then I also did electric work for making the headlights work using, of course, a Mazda Miata headlight motor. So anyway, I'll put the link below if you want to see that. So I'll put all the links below on where I got all that stuff because it's pretty cool. And like I said, I didn't want to use an SS dash or anything like that because it's not an SS. It's a 6-cylinder. Stick around. We'll be back soon, and hopefully, you know, in I don't know. Well, we got stuff. By mid-September, I'll be driving this car. That is my goal. So we'll see how that goes. I know I've said that before, but I'm really, really close this time. So y'all stick around. We'll see you later. Boys, you be safe. Don't get COVID. And I can't even have a beer. So we'll see you later.